Hey, what is up, everyone? It's Rich. All right, welcome to Super Fun Sunday. It is actually Saturday as I'm shooting this, as my clock will prove. I've got to work tomorrow, so I want to just have the full day to work. And that means record Super Fun Sunday today. So we're going to look at Esad Ribic. I actually have met Esad in person. He's a big guy, and he's really cool. And he's fun to hang out with. He's a very big presence, and it's really incredible when you see him and you see the work that he does. That I mean, he's like the size of like almost like a pro wrestler or something like that. He's a really big guy. Looks like he could rip apart a barn. But man, the guy just when he sits down and draws, there's a graceful precision and execution, and he's a real good painter. So we're going to look at two books. We're going to look at some of the pages from Verses or V5. I think it's VS, and then some Conan, and we'll skip around a little bit. So I don't want to spoil the full books. So if you haven't read either one of these two issues, you may want to bail out. But I would just say like check it out, and then pick up the books if you like them, and then also I'll try to find any kind of social media for him, and definitely give him a follow. He's well worth it. He's been doing comics for a while now. I'm gonna say I first saw his work maybe in like the early 2000s, 2005, somewhere around then. I don't remember the exact year, but all right, let's go into full screen mode, and we're gonna just hop around. We'll shut. I don't know how we'll do it. We'll figure it out as we go along. But anyway, this is a beautiful cover. Man, it's nice. And I thought it would be fun. We've got a sci-fi book, and then we've got a fantasy book. So it's really incredible. I did, I think, for Patreon at one point an Esad Ribic video, and it was fun. I can't remember what book it was. So again, there will be some spoilers. So if you want to read these books, then just bail out now. It's really cool. At times, his work reminds me of like a traditional version of like Ariel Olivetti. Not across the board, but Olivetti is really good. I wouldn't mind doing a video on his stuff too. This is really cool. It's just incredible that all this stuff is like exists as original art. I find that very awesome. It's cool. Really nice. See, now this is interesting. Oh, and see, this is like you will sometimes see like a blend of digital and traditional. I do remember that from the book that we looked at. I'm not saying that this is digital, although it looks like it maybe. Well, I mean, it was colored digitally, but yeah, it is trippy. He will blend it in at times, so we'll see how it goes. My phone is in a weird spot. Oh man, that's cool. I mean, it definitely would be faster to color this stuff digitally, I would think. Really cool. Hopefully everyone's having a good day or a good weekend. I like I said, today is Saturday. When I woke up, I could have swore today was Friday. I had no idea it was Saturday, and it kind of messed me up all day once I found that out. I really felt like I had lost a day of the week. I was sad. No, it wasn't actually sad, but it was weird. I got off the track somewhere around Wednesday and didn't realize that Thursday had come and gone. It just shows that my little thing about like 6 extra hours in a day would help, because you have a few days go by and you don't realize that they went by. All of a sudden there's the 24 hours of my 6-hour days that I screwed up on. You're like, Rich, that math doesn't even add up. Just go with This is awesome. Oh man, this guy is so good. His stuff has always got a very, what would you call it, like there's a sparse quality to how he works, but I like it. I like that it's so clear and just very direct. Some really nice stuff here. He would be a really fun guy. Like if he was super into Instagram, he would be really fun to see just sketches every day from. Like, I would dig that, to see him just cut loose for like 30 minutes every day and post some little something something just to sort of whet my appetite. I need to do an Eric Canetti video. Speaking of videos, Eric, if you watch this video, hello. Yeah, that would be fun. Eric is like the master of well, he's the master of many things, but I was thinking about this the other day. Like, he can draw so many single images, like pinups, or I guess you would consider what he does for Instagram kind of like pinups. He's been doing it for years too. I have just so many of his sketchbooks that are full of like single character pinups, and he just never runs out of ideas for shots and angles and concepts. It's crazy. He's really keyed his brain into it. But Ribic would be a great artist to see do that. This is real nice. You can see the pencil. Now, I'm not 100% sure that he colored all this stuff. He may not have. In fact, we'll see when we get to the credits. All right. In fact, let's, after this page, we're going to skip ahead a little bit. And we'll find something that's really, like, crazy to look at. Wow, let's check this out. Man, that is epic. Wow, that is really cool. It's not very often that you see shots like this in a comic. It's really, really neat. The colors are great on it too, but man, this is fun. It's incredible that you can put this much depth onto a piece of paper. I always think that it's like... It's really incredible. Take a flat piece of paper, and just the direction of lines and the size of things and how things recede and foreshorten just creates this incredible sense of depth. And then you do it with your value and lighting, and it's just, man, it's magical. Oh, it's nice. Yeah, it has a little bit of an Ariel Olivetti vibe to me. Bald guys and sci-fi and very saturated colors and stuff. Wow. I'm actually glad that we did the sci-fi book first, because I think it'll be a really neat contrast to see the Conan books. Let's go through these a little bit faster. This is a nice page too. Wow. Oh, that's crazy. Those are all like little, I don't even know what you call it, like storage places for people or something. Little beds or cryo chambers. Man, that is really cool. Wow. That was a really creative solution to that. You know, you figure like in the script, it's like we need to see hundreds of beds and this unit that can grab them out almost like, you know, like a vending machine, and sort of brings the person down where they can examine them. It's really, really cool. Very, very clever. This is nice. It's got like at times a little bit of like a Meta Baron vibe. That's a nice arm. This one right here. Yeah, really, really nice colors. It's really cool looking. Oh man, this is a great page. I love this shot. Been trying to work on group shots, like group shots of like lots of people fighting, just a study. There wasn't really a specific reason why that I've been working on it, but I'll put like a hero in like a pose, and then try to have people sort of like coming in from lots of different angles, and it's challenging. It gets really complicated too as you start having stuff overlap. I mean, you would think in a weird way it should make it easier, because if someone's behind this person charging someone, like say standing here, they're kind of covered up, but it's like you have to pick really good poses. I'm doing it on paper too, so it's not, I can't cut and paste stuff and, you know, have layers and whatnot. I'm trying to work it out on paper. Just like I said, it's just a little challenge for myself. But it's been tough. I'll get like a good pose, and then yeah, it's interesting. Like I'll have the hero in a good pose, but then the people running after the person won't look like they're kind of in the same world, or you know what I mean, like if the size relationship is a little off, it can feel weird. It's a delicate balance, but I think well worth the effort. Wow, this is great. Yeah, so, oh, you know, that was the other thing. I think on the other book, he would sometimes ink little bits and pieces, but a lot of it would be pencil. I've kind of remembering that now, that it would be like kind of done 3 or 4 different ways. He's a mad scientist. This reminds me like a video game now. Oh, that's cool. The colors on this remind me of Pascal Blanchet or Blanchet. Except he would have orange. There would be orange on it. This armor kind of looks like the green that he uses a lot. This is great. Yeah, the world building on this is really neat. So I wonder if this almost looks like a 3D model. It's funny because what was the TerraGen? Is that what it was called? Some old program that can make like rocks and stuff. That's cool. Looks neat. He may have just drawn it. It could be the way it's colored. I don't know. This is really great lighting on this. The meteors. Man, that looks cool. That's really, really good, in fact. Wow. What's up, birdie? Why are you chirping so loud? Can you hear the bird outside? That's really neat. I love the lighting on this. I love how these are so lit up and then these are darker. It really, really feels like there's just a very strong glow from, I don't know if it's Earth or whatever, but man, that is really cool. Oh man, I love space. Space is cool. Whoa, that is awesome too. Holy shit. Damn. Yeah, I would totally play this video game. Man, that is so cool. Let's pull out a little. Yeah, that's groovy. God, the bottom panel is freaking great, too. It's interesting because you just watch the black slowly get blown out. That's really, really nicely done. Storytelling with basically silhouettes in a weird way, you know? And the light that he uses. Oh, wow. Look at that. Man, this is epic. God dang. Well, I've been pretty happy that we picked that book. That was very cool. This is nice, too. Okay, so this is Conan. Let's go to, or out of full screen mode for a second. I'll show you the cover. So this is Conan Exodus. Parental advisory is recommended, friends. So if you're a child, prepare to be blown away. We'll just do it in full screen mode. Or like this so that we can see it. Let's read this. Know, O Prince, that between the years when the ocean drank Atlantis and the gleaming cities, and the years of the rise of the sons of Arius, there was an age undreamed of. Okay, I've read enough. That's me reading comic books now. It's like, okay, enough reading. Time to rest. So let's see, this is... Just looking at the credits. So he wrote it, drew it, and was the cover artist. And then, I don't know, maybe there's a backup story by Nick Bradshaw and John Roach. All the bad guys. We'll see. We'll see what that's all about. Oh man, that is so cool. Wow. Pretty. Damn. This looks digital to me. It looks really good though. Boy, oh boy. I don't know. I mean, some of it looks inked. Like the panel borders look like they were hand done. I don't know. Maybe he just went in. He could have done some of it traditionally and then did some of it digitally. He signed it. That would lead me to believe that some of it's original, but these strokes up here look like they're digital. You know? It would be really, really interesting to see the original. Who knows? I could be totally wrong. Could be wrong. Could be right. That's nice. Oh, look at the wolves. They're gonna get him. You kill a wolf, you're gonna get killed by wolves. That's the law of the land, yo. Alright, what do we got? This is nice too. Really, really beautiful coloring on this. Man, getting like a time of day sort of vibe going on. And then he gets up here and you can see where the light is spilling over this ridge. But down here it's not catching that color yet. It's really, really well done. This guy's got a very, very cinematic approach. This is great too. Okay. Oh man, look at this. Dang! So with Conan, Marvel has their version of it, but no, is their Conan is unique to that studio, meaning that like the look and stuff of it is that's Marvel's Conan and not tied in with the other one. I don't really know how that works because I'm under the impression that Conan is kind of public domain, but you can't do like Marvel's Conan. It's like or the movie version, obviously, because those are they're already taken. So, but I think in the Frazetta documentary, he talked about like Conan was described very different than how Frank originally had drawn them for the covers of the book. He never read the books, I think he said, or he read one of them, and that was enough. But he kind of made Conan look a certain way, and then that's really good. But yeah, I think if you just read the books and sort of came up with your own version of Conan, you might be able to do it. The only thing is it would just suck to get like sued. So proceed with caution. The only reason I bring it up is that I know that people ask that question and wonder about things like that. So it's like the H.P. Lovecraft. Some of that stuff is public domain now. There's all kinds of stuff that is, but yeah, you have to be careful because some of these companies that have versions of it, they'll go after you just to shut you down. This is really nice, man. Really amazing shapes, gosh. That's incredible. I love the edge on this. Boy, you can really see form. Yeah, that is great. It's a funny thing to geek out on, but it's so organic and it's so well lit and so nicely colored. It's really, really beautiful. Look in here. Down here, too. It's just really, really great planes. This is also nice. This is great. Conan. Ooh, this is nice too. Again, he really expresses the time of day. The way the light is really cool. And then as we start to head down into the darker thing, you know, this looks more foreboding. He does tell a story with the color. It's really incredible. Like, he starts to pull out all that warm as he goes deeper into the forest, but he gives you just a little bit. It's a little bit still here, but he's just using it kind of just to enhance things. And this will be interesting to see what this leads us to. Oh, look, wow. Ploop. Oh, the cat's leaving. What's interesting, I didn't even notice, is there word balloons in this? Have we had any word balloons? I wasn't paying attention. I don't think there has been. Well, there's one. Let's just see. I want to make sure that I don't miss a page. Wow. The food's getting more and more sparse. He's having to eat rats now in the high desert. Man, that looks brutal. Interesting. So I most got the impression that this is kind of one whole scene, but this feels very different. But he is wearing the same outfit. It just feels, all of a sudden it feels colder here. But this looks like he's heading into like a hot area, but it could just be I'm projecting. The mountains will get cold though, or the desert can get real cold at night, but then this is much more lush. So it just could be that he's traveling many distances. This is cool. Yeah, this was really neat. This was a neat, super fun Sunday. It's going to be super fun. This is cool. He's meeting lots of woodland creatures. You're not going to catch him running sideways, bear. You're about ready to plop into the water. Although bears are fast. I take it back. This bear could catch him. Wow. Boom. Had mentioned in a recent video that I was checking out Thunda the other night, and man, Frank did a real great job. It's an early job from him. That's a beautiful panel too. Let's go full screen mode for this for a sec. It's really nice. But yeah, Frazetta did a real nice job on Thunda. It's. I wish that there was more. If you buy the comics, there's a comic series. As far as I can tell, he just did the first issue of it. But there's a lot of pages, and it's you could really kind of sink your teeth into it. It's a substantial amount of sequentials from Frazetta. It's pretty fun. Yeah, this is really nice. This is great. A little smoke in here, and this too is really beautiful. The sky looks great. Okay, now I gotta get out for a sec. Oh man, that's a nice page. Yeah, that's really cool. Dang. A little bit of splatter on there. Give it some sizzle. It's interesting. I'm trying to figure out what this is. These are guys that have been killed. I don't know. I feel like this is part of a sword or something, but I don't know exactly what I'm seeing. Maybe this is someone's body. This looks like a belt and arrows in it, and then that's maybe his sword. Like he never got his sword out. This is like a spear or something. Okay. This almost could be the Hulk if he was green. Okay. Oh my god. This is crazy. Wow. This is quite the adventure. He's just going every 2 pages. He's like in a new place. Having a little milk from the goat. Look, the goat's like, yo, warm up your hands first, buddy. Jeez Louise. Flip, 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 flip. That's what he said. Flip, 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 flip. Conan's like, huh? It's a nice arm and shoulder. I like that. Oh man, look at that. Ooh, that's a great pose. Really cool. Clunk. Oh, tonight I gotta ink some stuff. My pencils, but I needed to take a break. It's actually why I'm shooting the video. Is I don't like to ink my own stuff right after I finish penciling it. I have to take a break and kind of reset my brain to come back to it fresh. I mean, it's not impossible to switch gears, but I prefer not to if I can help it. Just even a half hour of a little bit of something different before I hop onto something I just finished penciling seems to benefit me. How do you feel about that? Do you do that? I used to hate when I would be on deadlines for jobs, and I would finish a piece and have to scan it right when I was done and then turn it in. Normally what I do is I work the whole week, and Sunday will be the day that I clean up my pages and then scan them, and I turn them in like Sunday afternoon for my editor when I would work with an editor, so that they would have it like Monday morning. They could go into the office Monday morning and have pages waiting for them, like usually a week's worth of work. So the goal would be 5 pages, and yeah, occasionally, you know, you'll be on a tight deadline and they'll need stuff like given to the colorist right away, and it's a weird feeling because you're like, did I get everything? Did I fill in all the blacks? And you know, you kind of rush in to scan it and get it prepared for color, and that can be kind of sketchy because it's like if you level it weird, it can look muddy, or you know, just any little slip up. So I prefer to, you know, ink a page when I was inking Monday through Friday, finish up any loose ends on Saturday. Then Sunday is when I clean up, but the cleanup is an opportunity to really spend some quality time with the page. So, you know, you would finish a page like this, and you just kind of go over the whole thing. You look at each panel and you go, okay, like, is there anything that I would fix on this or trim or whatever, and kind of work through each page that way. And normally, I mean, if a page went well, then you might only spend 15 or 20 minutes on it. And if there's, you know, a lot of white special effects or like black clothes that have white detail and things like that, then you might spend a little more. Like if say if he painted these figures all in this dark color, but then when he was done he went in and did these highlights, that could take a little while. You might spend an hour or so doing things like that, especially if you know, like for someone like him, if he's drawing over the piece, you want to proceed with caution and make sure you don't make any kind of bonehead mistake, especially if you've spent a decent amount of time on your original. So yeah, but now this is the first time that I've ever really had, I mean, I'm fully a penciler now. There's like, it's legit, and it's interesting. So it's a whole new world for me. A whole new world. She's like, no, Rich, no Disney songs. Stop. You're going to get a copyright strike. You can't do that. This is pretty brutal. It's, again, really beautiful colors. And you can actually see blue pencil. I saw it on the other piece, too. But, yeah, you can see he's got a little bit of blue pencil in the underdrawing. Now, I'll sketch with blue pencil. If I'm really serious about a piece and I'm going to be going in and working on it, like if I'm drawing on the big board, I don't really like blue pencil on my page for a few reasons. One, I'm not a huge fan of the look of it, but two, I do find it a little confusing to have an underdrawing that's always there. And also it's a little waxy, so sometimes it's hard to draw over it. And especially if you change something and then you want to erase it, you've still got like a structure that maybe you don't like down. So like say he sketched in this head in blue, but he didn't really care for it, or he kind of came up with a different angle in pencil, like regular graphite colored pencil. Every time you would erase it, you would keep seeing this structure, and it could kind of fight with your eye. This someone like him, he's so good, it probably wouldn't affect him. I still consider myself a little bit of a newbie, so with that, you know what I mean. Maybe that's why I struggle with it a little bit more. But yeah. Okay, the end, as Conan says, as I say, and as Esad Ribic said. So hopefully that was fun. It was interesting. It was a nice change of pace. I've just been trying to think of things that to create a variety here. I really want to find some unusual things to share that could go well out of the box. I know that they'll get less views because, obviously if they're super obscure, it's probably just, people won't go, oh, I know that artist, I'm gonna watch this because I'm a fan of theirs. Not everyone is super experimental with art, so I get it. All right, have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later, and okay, bye. Have a great Sunday.